Everybody knows, no, right? The rematch with Bivol is my goal, but I will see. At the end of the day, we need to pass this fight first, and then start talking about the fight with Bivol. No, look, everybody say the same thing when I fight with Bivol. When I fight with Bivol, you never know in boxing, right? Supposed to be the that way, right? But we never know. I'm gonna train 100% and don't be so confident, because I feel I need to do in that terms. Every fight is good for me and for the fans. I'm in, right? But my goal now is be ball, and then we'll see. My goal is be ball, and then we'll see what happens. But if the fight with people don't happen, then we look other things.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, 4-division world champion, superstar boxer who is widely considered the face of the sport of boxing, who is the undisputed super middleweight world champion, a future Hall of Famer, pound for pound fighter, Saul Canelo Alvarez, who has a record of 58 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He is 32 years of age, 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. Canelo Alvarez shockingly states that he has injuries that have piled up, that he has a lot of things that he needs to accomplish quickly, because he is not the same fighter anymore. And his biggest goal is to face off against undefeated WBA light heavyweight world champion, Russian superstar boxer Dimitri Bivol, who is 21 wins, no loss and no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout, 32 years of age, 6 foot tall with a 72-inch arm reach. Now, they fought May Cinco de Mayo weekend of 2022, and Dimitri Bivol, he simply outclassed Canelo Alvarez, winning a unanimous decision victory over Canelo Alvarez. And as you heard, Canelo Alvarez, he stated that he was overconfident, right? He stated that, he thought, and he let it sink in, that everybody stated that he was supposed to beat Dimitri Bivol. He says, this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to beat him. That was the narrative, right? And he said that I got overconfident. So his number one goal, he says, I have a short period of time in this fight game, right? I have a lot of injuries that piled up. I have a lot of fights. I'm not the same fighter, is what Canelo Alvarez stated. And I went in a fight with Dimitri Bivol overconfident. And now this time around, I'm not going to do that. Now, Canelo Alvarez, he's doing press interviews, and he's doing press conferences, and he's doing he's trying to bring exposure and promoting the fight, his Cinco de Mayo May 6th showdown with John Ryder, British super middleweight title contender. Okay, so he's facing John Ryder May 6th, and obviously, people expect Canelo Alvarez to beat John Ryder, but like Canelo Alvarez stated, he can't overlook John Ryder, because that's what was supposed to happen. He was supposed to beat Dimitri Bivol, right? Now, John Ryder coming in the fight, 32 wins, 5 losses, no draw, 18 wins by way of knockout, 34 years of age. He's a southpaw, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. Now, he's not as big and tall as Dimitri Bivol and rangy, right? And he's not a mover like Dimitri Bivol. He's not as he don't have the ring IQ of a Dimitri Bivol, right? And so Canelo Alvarez, he shockingly states that essentially he alludes to that it could be over, right? He could be retiring soon. Now, he's the face of the sport of boxing. He's accomplished many things. He's been on pay-per-view many times, headline pay-per-view, big cards, did a million pay-per-view multiple times. He makes big money, $30+ million a fight. So he's accomplished a ton of boxing, a ton in the sport of boxing. He's definitely a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. He's undisputed, the first undisputed super middleweight world champion. And there's some fights to be desired. And so Canelo Alvarez, he talked about possibly facing off against former WBC super middleweight undefeated Ecuadorian Mexican superstar boxer, the Mexican monster David Benavidez. Okay, so he stated that if he beats Dimitri Bivol, he'll possibly face David Benavidez before the year is up or early 2024. But if he loses to Dimitri Bivol in September, then the fight with the David Benavidez, who's 26 wins, no loss, no draw, 23 wins by way of knockout, 26 years of age, 6'2" with a 75-inch arm reach, it might just go by the wayside, right? So he stated that, that's an interesting fight, and the fact that David Benavidez is going into the biggest fight of his career against a former forward, Canelo Alvarez, and former IBF super middleweight world champion superstar boxer, Caleb Sweethand Plant. That's March 25th, next Saturday. He said that's a good big fight, and that legitimizes him fighting David Benavidez, right? But he stated that his number one goal is this man right here, Dimitri Bivol. He has to fight and beat Dimitri Bivol. That is haunting Canelo Alvarez. So he says that, and he's going to go up to 175. He's not looking to fight Dimitri Bivol at 168 or at a catchweight. He said, I got to make amends with myself. I got to fight Dimitri Bivol at 175, right? That's what I have to do, and I have to beat him there. And so essentially, Canelo Alvarez, he said that he had a lot of injuries. He suffered a hand injury. He suffered a knee injury. He suffered a shoulder injury. And you can see he had surgery, right? So if he's not successful against Dimitri Bivol in September, we might have seen the last of Canelo Alvarez. That is something he just will not be able to accept and swallow. If he loses to Dimitri Bivol, also with all the injuries piling up and the long time he's been in the sport, by the time he fights Dimitri Bivol, that will be his 64th fight. Let me say it again. By the time Canelo Alvarez faces off against Dimitri Bivol, he would have had 64 fights. Right now, he has 62 fights, 58 wins. He has 62 fights. Yes, 58 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws, right? He fights John Ryder. It's going to be his 63rd fight at 32. And then he fights Dimitri Bivol in September. That's going to be his 64th fight, right? So the wear and tear is catching up to him. He stated, I'm simply not the same guy. I'm just going to work hard and, I'll do what I can, do my best to be my best, right? But this is a Canelo Alvarez that's getting ready to turn 33 years of age, okay? He's no spring chicken, okay? And so, he's letting it be known that, time is not on his side, right? So with that said, July 18th, right, he'll be fighting Dimitri Bivol, 33 years of age, with 63 fights, with a knee surgery, shoulder surgery, hand surgery, right? It's starting to pile up on him. And you can see in his last fight, in his trilogy with Gennady Triple G Golovkin, he couldn't close the show. And Triple G looked like an absolute shell of himself in that fight. Not to take anything away from Canelo Alvarez, but Triple G looked like an absolute shell of himself in that fight. He didn't resemble anything of the guy that Canelo Alvarez fought twice prior to that. That wasn't the same guy. And Canelo Alvarez absolutely dominated Triple G. It was hard to watch. But he wasn't as explosive and dominant as we expected, as I expected at least, right? And so with that said, he's saying that if the fight with Dimitri Bivol don't work out, right, then he might fight David Benavidez, right, as another viable option. But if the fight does materialize with Dimitri Bivol and he loses, he's done. He's done, right? So we'll see the end of an era. He's done. He won't be able to get over it, right? And physically, he don't feel like he will be able to do it anymore. The injuries have piled up, and he's not the same guy. It's ironic because Jose Benavidez Sr., father, trainer, and manager of David Benavidez, he just stated Canelo has 1 foot in the sport of boxing and 1 foot out the sport of boxing, right? And so he essentially let it be known Canelo Alvarez is not the same guy. And Canelo Alvarez, he seconds that. And he says, I'm not the same guy. So we can see the end of an era quickly approaching as Canelo Alvarez is letting it be known that he's simply not the same guy. And he has he has to achieve being victorious over Dimitri Bivol, or it's over. So his confidence, you can tell, his pride, he just can't get over that loss to Dimitri Bivol, and he wants to avenge it. But if he does it, it's over. So drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy. I'm gone.